Do a quick little update on the CRX stuff I'm working on. This weekend, I was able to go over to Vancouver and scored some racing slicks for a smoking deal. They're old stock. A guy had to put on a car and then never used them. I was looking at buying either just one tire for now for the back of some sort of performance tire, hopefully a street legal one, but just to figure out back spacing and everything. So basically, what I scored was from the math I've been doing for a while, figuring out the maximum overall diameter I can run with cutting some stuff out of here and doing a wide body kit, tubbing it and everything. The biggest tire I figured I could run was a 17-inch rim. And then I was hoping to go as fat as possible. I found some 275 40 17s, and that was the exact size that I came up with. I was hoping to go even wider, but there's not a lot until you go all the way to 315, which would make it really fat. It is still a doable thing, but then I need some really wide rims. According to this chart even here, they want you to run, these guys are suggesting for a 315, I think it was 305 or 315, they want you to run basically an 11.5-inch rim, 11-inch rim. I've looked at lots of different charts and references, so even with these 275s, the ideal width is still actually a 10-inch rim, roughly. That's probably where I'm going to end up. I got one of these handy jigs, cheap one from Amazon, but handy jig that I set it up and it's set to approximately 10 inches wheel width. That'd be the rim width itself. And the tires just naturally wants to be about that wide. So I don't want to squish it together with a 9-inch rim because that creates a crown on the tire, you get less traction. And you don't want to stretch the tire on a really wide rim either. As much as people do that for looks and everything, it's not what I want to do. I want to get maximum traction. This car is all about function. These will be used for prototyping these tires and maybe a few test runs until I can get another set. But we're talking probably another year or two of work on this car. I'm just getting going on it now. Nonetheless, I was able to do some measuring and basically with the back spacing I have right now, which would be approximately back spacing in inches, I'd be approximately sitting at 4.5 inches. This is about as far as I would want to have it sticking out, especially with these tires. And then it's not going to poke. I'm going to have a wide body kit. It'd look pretty good like that. Pretty fat tires under there. Eventually I'll get some sort of rims to do proper fitment and everything, but might buy the rims I want to use when I get some time and just put them on permanently. These other tires I've been testing with, they're 16-inch wheels. Scored a smoking deal on them a long time ago and they let the car be usable while I do the rest of the prototyping, but I wanted to get some stuff going on this because I'm about to do the body work, cut the tub, cut the fender, hopefully get a wide body kit or start figuring part of that out anyway. Maybe I won't order it yet, but at least tub it and have part of the stuff done so that I have it all clearanced for the actual wheels I'm going to be running. Yeah, so I can basically, these are pretty handy little tools. It has multiple different bolt patterns and you can set up for different wheel diameters, tire diameters and everything. As you can see, it's set on the 17 diameter. And then it's set for roughly a 10-inch wheel width. And then I can just adjust this adjuster here on both the top and bottom. And I can move the wheel in. So right now, for instance, we'll slide it in to somewhere that would probably work pretty good. Just sitting on the 8, which is about here. Then I'll just tighten these wing nuts quick. Get it in a bit on the bottom. Get this stay where I want, right there. And with it set there, that's approximately So let me grab a tape measure here. It's approximately 4 inches back spacing. So kind of getting close. Yeah, about where I figure is perfect. It's approximately 4 inches there. There's a small little tweak, but pretty much 4 inches back spacing. Then you can come around here and you can see the only thing that I kind of get anywhere as close to is the trailing arm. But I believe there's still lots of clearance there. It's like over an inch. So that's actually probably pretty good there. It's not sticking out quite as much as I had it when I first started the video, but somewhere in the ballpark of, you know, 3 3/4 to 4 inches back spacing, and then that would stick out approximately that much. Be tubbing it for about that much, and that leaves me some room. Say I did find, I'll have to start searching rims again here soon, but say I did find a 10.5 inch rim, and maybe some fluke I find like some 285s or 295 35s for the back. I can go a little wider for a bit more traction, but I think something like these tires, or like a, are they Proxys 888Rs or the Nitto 555s, some sort of street legal super soft compound tire. It's going to be pretty good. And being all-wheel drive, I'm going to be probably feeding a little more power to the back, or a lot more. The goal is about double the rear wheels, but I've already kind of determined that I'm going to need the weight on the rear end to actually make it work, because I originally did one of my earlier videos, actually the one video I think when I did the launches, just like 0 to 10 or 20 kilometers an hour or whatever, just to feel what it feels like off the line. I could feel the rear wheels spin a bit with them set to 800 amps on the controller, and the front was set to 600 still. So the front had enough traction at 600, but once I set them all to 800, I didn't make a video of that, I don't believe, but it just hooked and launched. It actually hit battery voltage cutbacks because it was sagging the small battery pack I'm running up front, and I've hit peaks of around 700 amps on both controllers, and it didn't spin any tires, it just launched. So it's actually going to be really incredible, especially with some good tires. There will be more current fed to the controllers in the future. There will be stuff going on with that. Got some plans there too, but one thing at a time. And a stiff battery. That's the big thing, is I can't do much testing with a little battery. It's only able to do maybe 100 kilowatts, 120 kilowatts peak out of the battery if it's warm and everything. Once I get the race battery built, that'll be coming. And here is actually a piece of something that I've been working on for the race battery. So this is to take 4 cells parallel and 28 in series, and this will go on one end of all the tabs, and you can see there it's designed so I can put crimps, the foil type crimps, on each tab, and hopefully can parallel the 4 at the same time. And then I'm going to do each end of the cells I'll have one with one less row for the opposite end. And that'll be probably what I use. I'm going to 3D print some more of those things to start building my race packs here soon. It's on my list to get going on some of that design stuff for the race pack this week. I got to figure out which foil crimps I'm going to use and do some research on that first. Might have a friend who's able to score a few. Anyways, I thought I'd give an update. These tires are pretty exciting. I got 245 45 ZR17s for the front, and then these 275 40 17s for the rear. Hoosier slicks, so they should be pretty fun. Be perfect for setting it all up, test fitting everything, getting everything going. And then like I said, you know, in a year or two when this is hopefully done or close to it, I'll be able to get some brand new tires again. But in the meantime, it'll give me something to do some testing with, get some more data, play with the draggy a little bit, and get some stuff going on. Otherwise, stay tuned, more to come.